Surprisingly, the field of AI is actually pretty old. Although in popular term here, you feel that AI is the latest thing. It actually isn't. The foundation of the work was started in 1940s by this guy. Anyone knows what is the name of this guy? You can type into the chat if you know. No one? This guy is Alan Turing. He was a British mathematician, and he worked um, in World War II in the Enigma project. That is, he tried to break the German secret code, and he laid the foundation of this AI. In fact, today, if you want to say that, when do we say that something is artificially intelligent? We use a test known as Turing's test to sort of do that. But anyway, that's history. 1940s, he laid the foundational work of AI. In 1952, the first conference was held on AI. But what happened is, initially there was a lot of, we will solve it. So for example, this guy, Marvin Minsky, this Marvin Minsky. Marvin Minsky says, within a generation, the problem of creating artificial intelligence. So there's a lot of hype there, and that hype did not pan out. And the hype did not pan out in the industry. This is known as the AI winter. There was an AI winter which came in, and techniques which had been invented till that point of time was chunked. We could not see results, and so on. This continued till about the 80s. In the 80s, some new techniques came in, and again there was a lot of hope, a lot of hype. Expert systems were designed. Neural networks came back. Back propagation, a technique of working with neural networks, was invented. This again went for some time, but again it didn't pan out that well. Very quickly, people realized that isn't sufficient, and this idea of expert systems was kind of again junked. So there was again winter. So when I say winter, it means funding is low, excitement is low in this area. In 1993 is when we see again resurgence of all of this again. Do you guys know what is happening here? Can somebody tell me what is happening in this image here? Anyone wants to guess? Yeah, the computer defeated a grandmaster of chess. That's very close. Who's the grandmaster who gets defeated? Correct. So this is Kasparov getting beaten, and Kasparov was the reigning world champion. He just wasn't the grandmaster; he was also the world champion at that point of time. Gary Kasparov is getting beaten by the computer program developed by IBM called Deep Blue. And this is Gary Kasparov sort of struggling with the idea that a computer is beaten him. Till that point of time, nobody believed computer would ever be able to do that, right? And so that kind of kindled a lot of hype. Wow, computers are beating human beings in chess, and that was fantastic. After that, this as I said was suddenly people were super excited about it. In 2000s, there is a new sort of technique in machine learning which was invented. This was called random forest. Till this point of time, you remember the approaches that I showed you, randomized control trial, then pattern mining, event sequence mining. All of these used standard statistical techniques, right? These are mathematical techniques which are known. Here, for the first time, we have a technique which is called black box algorithm. So nobody knows. I wouldn't say nobody knows. It's a hype to say nobody knows how it works. But basically, black box means you know less about it. Mathematically, the thing is not very clear why it works, but it works, right? It also has a the explainability is difficult, right? In the previous case, if somebody like goes back and says, why are you telling my system will fail? In the previous examples, which I showed you, right? Or we go to NASA and say, why are you like only 10% confident of failure? NASA would say, oh, because component A has X%, component B has Y%, and if you add these together, you have mathematical statistical way of doing it. Here, you don't have those kinds of things. You are learning from data, and how you are learning it is a little black boxy. So that is where this era starts. There was a huge fight at that point of time between these new approaches and the old statistical guys, and they sort of did not believe that this will ever work. But it did. In 2006, you may not know the names of all of these guys, but these are the pioneers of machine learning as it is known today. In 2006, they invented an area called deep neural network. Right? This is a special type of neural network which is very complicated, very sophisticated. They use GPUs. So till that point of time, deep neural network wasn't very easy to use because it required a computation power which nobody almost had, right? It is many times the computation power which is required by the chess engine here. So these GPUs came into picture, and they helped in working with this neural network. They are very powerful machines. This technique of back propagation was fine-tuned. The idea of activation layer was it. So let's not go into these technical details, but in 2006 till date, right? This is the predominant way of doing machine learning. And this has sort of revolutionized almost every field. So if you look from the progress today, right? In 93, Deep Blue defeated Kasparov. Today, chess is a solved problem. Like there is no human which can, there are computer programs which are based on this deep neural network kind of thing, which learns by itself and is impossible to beat. Another game called Go. This is also, this was also believed that humans would always be superior, but the world champion was defeated by a chess program. All of these programs came in from Google's company called DeepMind. Lip reading. In many cases, you'd want specifically for people who can't hear properly, they lip read, or somebody lip reads for them. So there is experts in lip reading, and this has been solved by neural networks. So neural networks can lip read much better than any human being ever. They can transcribe better than most human beings. They can do multiple types of disease diagnosis much better than human doctors. Fractures, read X-rays, find out problems with neurons, with eyes. All of these are done much better with machine learning than any doctor can, right? Poker, news reporting. Believe it or not, today most of the news that you read are right. they are syndicated news. So what happens is there is one article which was published by company newspaper A, another article by newspaper B, a third article by newspaper C, and you use AI to sort of take like a few lines from here, few lines from here, few lines from here, merge them together and create a brand new news article for newspaper D. And this is very, very common, very, very frequently used, and it works very well. So let's say, things like, just imagine a situation like a company declares its report here. So you would have the news that company declares its annual results here. There's another small piece of news which says company A's share went up or went down, something like that. There will be another piece of news which says the CEO of the company made some statement. Now this D would create a full report which says, full news article which says CEO declared the result and CEO also made the statement. While based on this statement, the share price went up by 10%. All of this will basically be found by this example. And today, many newspapers are actually, using techniques like this. So this is the state of AI today. And probably as we, in our lifetime, we will see machines doing many, many, many things that humans are supposed to do better. We will see that sort of that idea crumbling. Machines will start doing many of these things in a much better way. Have heard that lip reading is being used by some countries for spying and intelligence. That could possibly be true. But you had expert lip readers earlier also, right? You'd had multiple reasons to lip read, right? And you had experts there. Whether that expert was used to help somebody who couldn't hear or it was used for spying, I don't know that. But whatever be the case, a camera fitted with an AI system would lip read much better. Now you can put it for spy use or you can put it for good use. That is up to you. But the lip reading quality will be much better by computers.